Yeah, welcome to my presentation. I'm Lars Hendriksen. I've been developing Notes Domino since 1998 as a freelancer. And I met IBM Watson about 3 years ago and fell in love with that platform and the IBM cloud. What I have done is an integration between Domino and IBM Watson. In fact, we can integrate to every database. It doesn't have to be Domino as long as we communicate over JSON. We have done it as a POC for the HCL Club. It's an online sailing club where people can put up their boat, their special HCL. It's a Swedish design boat on the site, and I will here show the website where it's integrated. It's here, the HCL Club. And you can see the chatbot, the IBM Watson chatbot is here on the right, on the lower right corner. Hope you can all see it. So now I'll return to that for a demo. What we have done is to integrate that. This I just told you. You can see the website here and the chatbot. We have done different ways of searching through the chatbot into a Notes Domino database. The first one we have done is what we call the beginner, and that's purely a FAQ, which means that the data and all the functionality is implemented in the Watson bot itself. The way you can do that normally with the UI is in the Watson assistant. Here you have different assistants. I don't know if you're familiar with the Watson chatbot structure, but overall you have an assistant, and that little window that we call the chatbot is kind of an assistant. And we open the HR Club assistant, and here we have a skill, and that skill contains of the intents, which means all the different questions you can ask the bot. You have some entities, which are some variables. And then you have all the different dialogues in the chatbot. So you wish the user welcome. He can ask the designer of boat, the sticks number, and so on, the height of a mast and everything. And this is the communication tree you build up in a UI when you normally make a chatbot. And you can see this chatbot is quite comprehensive. It has many dialogues. It has many intents. We take some of the intents here. If a user asks for the area of a Genoa, the foresail, he can ask just Genoa side, how big is the Genoa, the size of the Genoa, different ways of asking the question. I'll just show the entities too. So we have different boat designers, Ole Enderlein, German Frere, and Harry Hellberg. We have the different hull numbers, etc. I'll go into my skill here, and I'll place me on the dialogues. What we have done is that we have made a load of script code that generates the JSON code, which is behind all these dialogues and entities and intents. And then we can upload this JSON code and construct this, this dialogue tree. And that is done in what we call the beginner. It's generated from JSON from HCL Domino, and then imported into the cloud. And that's static data. The second one we made is more advanced. And there we connect the chatbot with HCL Domino via a webhook. And that's kind of the beauty thing, because this is kind of standard. Many Watson users know this, what we call beginner. They might not know that they can create the JSON from a separate program and upload this JSON, which is much easier to maintain. But they might know the UI, the Watson UI. What we have made here is an integration that does it the same way as the tree, the dialogues, but it takes a webhook and delivers the question that the user asks in the bot into the Watson world, and then it returns an answer. And I'll show that. We'll wait with the expert. This is the beginner, very basic. You can see here we create some JSON. We call the Watson. Watson gets the question, makes an answer in JSON, replies, and then you get your answer here in the bot. That would be a very plain question, like I've prepared some questions, maybe who designed the HR9? You can go to the website here, and you can try it on this HR Club DK yourself. But this is the beginner, the basic version. The second advanced version does that you still ask your question in the chatbot, but the chatbot doesn't call Watson right away. It calls a webhook, which then integrates with the Domino database. And the Domino database returns some JSON. And one of the beauty things we have made then is that we take this JSON and we format it into HTML, and then we return just a link to that auto-generated web page to your chatbot window. And when you click that link, you get this auto-generated web page. And that makes that you can make some very beautiful answers to the user, not only a simple text, which we should have here in a second. Who designed? I hope it can answer now. Then it comes with the standard. The HR was designed by Ole Enderlein and Christoph Rassi. We can take a newer one, which is not the 29, but my own boat, the 342. And I think it says German Freya. Okay, that's the simple one. I'm happy it worked. We can also ask what engine does that have, and we can even present a link so that it answers. These are the boats with a 54 engine, but there you can see all the boats. That was data about the boat. Then you can ask into the database. So which boats at all did Freya design, and not only for one boat? So we type in here. These are the boats that was designed by German Freya. Here you can see we auto-generate a web page. All the designers were German Freya, how many was built, and these are the boat types that he did. We could ask for Halle Hallberg instead. So if I say Hallberg here, I will get fewer. He was the first designer of boats. These are the boats designed by Harry Hallberg. And there was only one boat, that was P28. We can also ask for data in the database about the users. And maybe I should show you the notes database where it's all generated. Here are the boat types here. And we just ask all the boats about German Freya. You can see that was designer. And these are all the boat types. And this is a plain Domino record. The other part we have is the members, and that's what we are searching now. Here we can see all the boats on the worldwide. And I can show you here in the boat register. We are 800, maybe 900, nearly 895 boats, all listed here on the website. And that's the same list which are here in notes. I can open one of the boats. And here's a Rasmus owned by Bertil in Sweden. The boat name is Catcher, and so forth. So we can ask a question into that too. Which boats are in Germany, for example? So I go to my website. I go back here. And I say, okay, I want to know all the boats in Germany. And here are the owners of boats in DE, which is Germany. And you can see they are all from Germany. DE is here, the nationality. And these data are found directly in the Domino database. And you can click on one of them, then you get the data on the formula could be more beautiful, but it was not that important for the presentation. I'll go back to the presentation here. So that hopefully gave you an idea of how it works, and you're welcome on the HR Club to try yourself and ask some questions. What I have found out this morning doesn't work, but the third one I would like to show you is the expert thing, because there we integrate with the IBM Discovery, and Discovery can make how you call it? You upload data to the IBM Discovery, and Discovery can then find a meaning in the data, and it can taste if there is kind of a feeling in the data. So if you have a support database and you get thousands of mails, Discovery can then rate all the mails. Are they angry? Are they happy? Are they nice? And that's what Discovery does. And what we have in here in the Discovery database is the Q&A. And what I should have showed you is that I could then ask a question about an error in the boat, or how do I install the Webasto fireplace in the boat, and so on. And all these answers and questions and answers can then be answered through our Watson chatbot directly up in the IBM cloud. Here I just show you what I showed in Domino. Here's the database with a formula for a member, and here is one for the boat, and here for the Q&A. So for the beginner, you can search for basic data about boats, the displacement, the build year, who's designer. You can also ask advanced, which made who boat types. Then you put your question into boats, or you can ask for members. And like I said, you can ask for expert. And here I just listed some of the questions that I could ask it. I have made this presentation available on my website, which is LHCOM DK. Here I am. You just go to news there, and under news there is a blog, the IBM Watson integration, and here at the bottom is my presentation from today in PDF. And it is translated into English too. But you can also send me an email, and I will mail it to you. So we could take a few more questions into the who's a boat named Kingy? If there is one of those, we can ask that question. We go to the Havarati site. And these are the owners of the boat Kingy. And there were two owners, both Erasmus. It's the same boat, so it must have moved its harbor from one harbor to the other. But you're welcome to ask all the questions you would like to, and they are all based, as I showed you, on a members archive and some boat types archive. And these are the data that are asked in there directly. So I think that was that. And what we can do is that we can integrate any notes database with a Watson chatbot on your website, and then give the users the access to search via artificial intelligence into your database. And IBM Watson is used by, I think it's about nearly 40 communities in Denmark, where they publish data for parking and for passports and stuff in each community. So when you live in a community, you can use the chatbot on the website of the community and then get answers from different questions. So you spare a lot of support time for your workers. I was even done before time. Any questions?
No, we haven't gotten any questions in the chat as far as I can see. But I can ask one. And is this something you can also create for other kinds of systems than Watson?
Yeah. Well, I haven't tried it, but because I'm a Watson expert, kind of. I've worked with Watson the last 3 years, but I think we could. It's as long as they communicate over JSON. So if we can find out how that chatbot system works and we can get it to communicate with JSON code, then we could integrate it with Domino with no problem, really. Because the webhook itself is very common, very general. So I think I can answer yes to that.